Welcome to Furry Friend Zone once again. Today we're going to show you how to bath your dog at home in your own bathtub. In my 15 years of experience with grooming, there's do's and don'ts in bathing. Today we're going to show you those do's and don'ts with Miss Mabel. This is the tub that we'll be using. I live in a really old house, so this is probably as awkward as you're going to get. So what you need, I'm just going to go through the supplies that you need. You definitely need a handheld shower head, and if you don't have that, you can buy attachments that go onto your spout, or most people have a laundry tub. I don't even have a laundry tub in this house. So a laundry tub, and then you could use just a bowl to get most of them rinsed off, and then you can just keep on rinsing and rinsing. I remember when I was a younger kid, I used to do that at my parents' house, and I would just use a bowl and go over and over and over, but that takes a long time. And then you can do it outside with your hose, but you have to really be careful of the temperature of the water too, that you don't burn them. And then some people's toilets flush, and then it flushes out hot water. So those are all things you have to really be careful about. And then when it, so the shower head, and also a bath mat. Like if you should have something in the tub so that they're not spinning out in the bottom. So right now I don't have anything else here except for a towel. So if you put a towel in the bottom, that'll help give them stability in the bottom of the tub. Or one of those rubber mats is good too. And then as far as shampoo goes, there is a gazillion different shampoos out there, and groomers all sort of pick what they prefer. I've had the best luck with, it's called Ultra Wash Best Shot, and I just love this one because it's good for double coated dogs. It's great for dogs like Mabel, and it's concentrated 3-to-1, so you go a lot further with stuff like this. And you also should never be using human shampoo on a dog because it dries their hair out, and it's got different ingredients in it that's a lot of people, and I've even seen groomers use palm olive on dogs, and that's definitely not a good idea. This isn't palm olive. I just use this container to mix the shampoo with the water. So as far as supplies, that's really all you need, and just be really careful with the water temperature when you're first starting. Okay, so now I'm going to put Mabel in the tub. Generally, it would be helpful if you had 2 people. I don't, because the only other person here is filming, and my other daughter took off. So Mabel has a collar on. You could use an old crappy collar just to hold on to them, or you can also purchase a noose that's attached to a suction that would suction onto the back of the tub. I don't have one of those here either, so I'm going to just pray that Mabel doesn't go cuckoo, which I'm thinking she might because she doesn't like the bath that much. And I'm going to just have to hold her as best I can, but you guys will get a good feel for what it's like to do a dog that's really not that cooperative. Anyways, the next thing is cotton balls should go in their ears, because you have to really be careful that water doesn't go into their ears, because a lot of dogs are prone to ear infections, and you have to make sure that doesn't go in there. You also have to make sure water won't go right up their nose, or that they don't swallow too much water, because that's not good either. And then when you're using warm water, which you should be using, like lukewarm water, it also softens a lot of the eye goop. And a lot of people, like when dogs come in and they haven't been groomed in a while, that's one of the worst things. I've cleaned out dogs' eyes that literally the skin underneath the eye goop is raw from it being gooped and hardened on there for weeks. So what we use for that is, once the face is all warm, you take the come here, Mabel. You take the she's already freaking out. You take the this is a flea remover. You can use a comb. You could use like a human comb even. So once the she doesn't have any actually, and she hasn't been groomed in a while, but the eye goop obviously is right in there. You just take the flea comb and just run it right through, and it'll come right out after it's been warmed up. So that's the best way. And then getting eye goop out in between baths, just get a hot cloth and compress on the eyes, and then use the same tool. So okay, here we go. We're putting Mabel in, and she knows it's coming. I have the towel in the bottom, And I don't really want to use this, collar, but I think I might. And I'm not sure how I'm even going to do this with one person. Because as soon as I turn this on, she's going to lose her marbles. Look at baby first. Oh, what's that? So just make sure the water's at a good temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. Because if it's too cold, they'll freak out. If it's too hot, you're obviously going to burn them. So you have to be really careful about that. And in some houses, like I said, the water temperature can fluctuate. So just be careful. No, you stay there. Okay, we're going to turn this on now. Ready? Are you ready? Okay, good girl. Okay. So I'm just rinsing her all off. I start around the neck. And just saturate everything. I usually do the head last because it drives them crazy. And then once they get their head wet, they want to shake. So I usually do get the body wet first. As best you can, just give it, and they're like, this is my water pressure, people. Try getting water or shampoo out of your own hair. Not the easiest. So she's all wet pretty much in the body. Now I'm going to do her head. Stay. Mabel, stay. Good girl. I didn't put the cotton balls in. I forgot to put the cotton balls in. So we're going to have to pause this and put the cotton balls in. Okay, so there we go. Cotton ball in ear. And the other one's already in. So just make sure that you try, I mean, you're going to get a bit of water in their ears, but just try not to saturate them because it's not good. I mean, you can get it in their eyes a little bit because you want to get the eye groups out. And then you really want to make sure the beard gets wet because that gets the stinkiest. And like right now, because of this whole virus, groomers are closed down. Nobody's working. Well, they're not supposed to be. And to be totally honest, if you don't bath your dog and you're bringing your dog in, like who knows how long this is going to last. If you're bringing your dog in 2 months from now, if they're not clean, you guys are going to have an impossible time maintaining their coat. It's way easier to brush a clean coat than it is a dirty coat. So I highly recommend you bathe them. You can't over bathe them either because their skin gets dried out, but I would try to bathe them every couple of weeks just to keep them clean so that you can maintain them, because your groomers and the poor dogs, when they go for their first grooming, it's going to be a complete nightmare. Okay, so what I do with the shampoo, I've already done the 3 to 1 ratio in this bottle. And again, like I said, this is not hand soap. I would never use hand soap on a dog. And I always go around the neck first. And then I work my way down the body. The legs. Stay, Mabel. Good girl. I know you don't like it, do you? In her case, I have to have a collar on her because she'd lose her marbles. I know. I know. Not your favorite thing, is it? You're being very good. Okay. And I just start scrubbing around the neck. And this is also, if a dog has fleas and you're bathing them, when you're using flea shampoo, you always go around the neck to stop the fleas from moving onto the face. And it's kind of the same thing when you're bathing. Like, they don't like the soap in their face, so that's the last thing I do. And it's the first thing I rinse off. So I just scrub her here. And then I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing because it'll be too long. But just make sure there's enough soap on all her little body parts. And then scrub it, and then we do the head, and then we rinse off. Try not to get it right in the eyes. Mabel, stay. And try not to get it in the ears, but if you have the cotton balls in there, you should be good. And you just have to, a lot of people neglect the face when they're bathing them. So just make sure you go over, I know I've got some in her eyes there, but just make sure you run over the eye place where the eye goop is and really scrub in between her eyes and the beard. Good girl. So once you've done the head, then I would recommend rinsing the head first because they hate it. Okay, so also another thing to keep in mind is, and I would do the butt. Make sure the bum is rinsed off really well, and that's where you can deal with all the dingleberries / will knots, whatever you want to call them, because that's a good time to loosen those off, just kind of like the eye goopies. So she's ready to be rinsed now. And another issue, like, you know, when you have a towel in the bottom of the tub, it doesn't rinse that great either. And I know I still have soap all over my face. Are you laughing at me, Mackenzie? Anyway, so I'm gonna rinse. Stay, Mabel, good girl. Okay, so now we're gonna rinse the face first. Stay, good girl. Stay. Make sure you get all the beard. Ah! Good girl. I hope this video was helpful. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Our next video, we will be showing you how to properly dry your dog. See you then.